got your children to come forward with children's time. Hey, how are y'all? Yeah. It's good to see y'all this morning. It's a beautiful day outside, isn't it? So how many of you know what the first book in the Bible is? The first book at the beginning of the Old Testament. Anybody know? Right? Somebody said it? Who said it? Genesis. And you know what Genesis means? The word Genesis means? In the beginning. That seems like a good place to start, doesn't it? In the beginning. And the very first book of the Old Testament said, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. You know what that means? That way back, billions of years ago, everything was just this big, dark nothingness. And God said, I'm going to create a universe. I'm going to create a world. And God said, let there be light. And so God started moving things around, and out of this big, dark nothingness, He made the heavens, the skies, then He made the earth,
And the moon.
and the moon, the stars, that's part of the heavens and the skies. Yes, He made all that. You're going to have this story. We got to take it in order, right? Anyway, God created the heavens and the earth, and God said, after He separated the heavens and the sky up here, and the earth down here, then He said, let there be light, and then God made night and day, like we know it. And then God looked at the earth, and it was all just kind of water, and He said, you know what, I'm going to separate the water from the land. And so God did that, and now we have seas, and we have land that we live on. And then all that kept happening, and God said, you know what, I'm going to create plants. You know, trees and flowers and grass and every kind of plant that can grow on earth. God said, I'm going to create those. And then God said, I'm going to create animals. Somebody I know, somebody this week got a new animal in their house. Who would that be? You got a new baby? You got a new puppy?
Yes.
Yeah, that's one of the animals God created, isn't it? What's your puppy's name? Perry?
Yes.
Perry. You don't like that puppy, do you, Jojo? You do like that puppy? I heard you didn't want to leave him at home today. God made puppies too, huh? So God made the animals. All the animals, the dogs and the cats and the birds and the fish and the monkeys and just anything you could think of. And then what did God make next?
Alligators.
No, that's one of the animals. After the animals and the birds and the fish, what did God make? People. That's like you and me. Adam and Eve were the first people. So God made us. Anyway, that's the very first story at the very beginning of Bible, which is our scripture. And you know why that's so important? Because it tells us that before anything else, there was God. And everything that exists in this world, everything we can see and touch, and even those things we can't see, God made. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yes.
You know what's really cool? That means God made each one of us. And that means we're pretty darn smart. If God made us, that means we're good. Because you know what? At the end of creation, after God had created the world in 6 days, at the very end, God stood back and said, it is good. Everything I created is good.
And He named our names.
He gave it, yeah, God gave names to everything. He let the human beings help with some of it. Yeah. So God made all the world and called it good. And then you know what God did after 6 days, the Bible tells us? After God had done all that incredible work, God took a day off. And you know what that day is? We call Sunday. And that's a day when you're not supposed to work. You're supposed to actually take time off and worship God and give thanks to God because God made us and gave us everything in the world that's good. And so that's why we come to church on Sundays. Is because on that 7th day of the week, which is Sunday, we're supposed to take time and remember and worship God who made us. I think that's an important thing to do, don't you? And each Sunday when we come here, we have wonderful ways of worshiping God. One of which is through our music. which is pretty good, don't you think? You like that music?
Yes.
I like our music. I think we're very lucky to have a wonderful music team like we do. Let's give them a hand, one, two. All right. So let's say a prayer, and then I'll let you go to children's church if you want. Gracious God, thank you for being there before everything else. Thank you for loving us and making us, for calling us good. Thank you for this wonderful world in which we live. God, help us to take care of that world, to treat it with the respect that should be given something that you made. Thank you for these boys and girls. Help them as they go through this week to remember that you are with them no matter what. In Jesus' name. All right. Children's church if you want.